Greetings. My name is Isaiah Myers IV. I am a first year MBA student with a concentration in supply chain management. Today I'll be discussing the topic, the globalization of professional sports, background of sports internationally. Then I will discuss the three topics that I believe assisted in pro sports going global. Lastly, I will give a summary of the key points discussed in this presentation. Let me begin. The world has been using sports for about 15,000 years. Sprinting and wrestling were the first sports depicted in the Upper Paleolithic era in France. The same two sports have grown fan bases worldwide. Why is that? Globalization of professional sports. Three things that I think assisted in pro sports going global are the Olympics / the World Cup competition, international athletes in professional sports leagues worldwide, and the growing technology. Let me begin by discussing the Olympics and World Cup. In 1930, the World Cup was the first global competition to allow pros to compete. The World Cup is a soccer competition that sees many nations from around the world form a national team to see who has the best soccer team. The breakdown of the World Cup is as follows. You have international sectional tournaments known as pools, and the winner of the pools get to complete in the final elimination event, which consists of 32 teams. Doing away with the rules limiting players to a certain age and amateur status increased competition and fan involvement. It increased competition because the pool of players competing got better. So the competition, of course, would get better. And it increased fan involvement because with the professional players competing, fans were able to get behind their country's team a lot easier with people and familiar faces, professionals. Next, I will discuss the Olympics. The Olympics started as a religious festival put on by the ancient Greeks. They wanted to see who were the best athletes. So they got together and they competed in what was known as the Olympics game. Over time, the Olympics grew into something much larger than what it began. In around the 1890s, the IOC began to meet to make changes to the format of the Olympics. The IOC, they knew that the Olympics, which stands for International Olympic Committee, they knew that the Olympics could be a lot bigger than what it was. So in 1896, the Games brought 14 countries to compete in 43 events. This is a great first step in what is known as the Olympics today. The Olympics added professional athletes in 1986. Like the World Cup, this allowed for fan involvement to increase and competition to increase because, like I said, with the professionals competing, the competition would only get better, and the fan involvement would also get better with them being able to back professionals who they know and who they watch on a day-to-day basis. With the professionals competing to see who the best in the world was, this added a sense of national pride to the fans watching worldwide. Next, I will discuss international athletes in pro leagues. One reason why I believe that international athletes in pro leagues has a key part to do in the globalization of professional sports is because simply it added foreign fans to these leagues. For example, in 2004, when the Houston Rockets acquired a 7'6" Chinese center by the name of Yao Ming, the Rockets a country's worth of fans because the Chinese, they backed Yao Ming being the first Chinese to compete in the NBA. So international players, they allow for in different professional leagues, they allow for their countries or the surrounding countries to tune in and watch because that's a familiar face that they know. International players in pro leagues also increase sales of gear in foreign countries. The Yao Ming example fits here because on every corner you would see a Chinese American wearing a Houston Rockets 11 jersey supporting Yao Ming. Also, this works because FC Barcelona has the highest selling jersey of any foreign club in the United States, being because of the U.S. players that compete for the Barcelona club. Also, I believe that international players in pro leagues become ambassadors for the whole globalization of professional sports movement. Like Yao Ming, for example. He is a global icon because he is known as the first Chinese player to play in the National Basketball Association. The last topic that I believe assisted in the globalization of professional sports is technology. It gives fans from all over the world the opportunity to watch from wherever, whenever time. YouTube allows them to watch highlights of these sporting events, such as different league games, Olympic games, World Cup competitions that I discussed previously. The technology allowed these fans, basically, it put them in control of what they wanted to watch and when they could watch it. Technology also played a role because it allowed teams and leagues to be able to test playing games on foreign soil. For example, the NFL played a preseason game in London. This was a great test because it allowed the NFL to see what type of market and what type of fans they had in London, and it added to the fan base that they had with the fans coming out and supporting the game that was played in London. So now I'm going to discuss my summary. In summary, these are my 3 points, 3 key takeaways to take away from this presentation. The Olympics allow countries to compete with the world watching. This increased awareness of professional athletes worldwide. So what I mean by that is, with the professional athletes competing in the Olympics and with the technology being so advanced as it is and being able to watch almost every competition in the Olympics, this raised the awareness of, hey, the only country that it's not just one country that has good players in a certain sport. It's a lot of different countries and a lot of different teams that can compete and that have a good chance. Second point, international athletes in different pro leagues allow teams to grow their fan base. Fans you would have never thought you could reach are now being reached and supporting you because they see one of their own. Lastly, the growth of technology has allowed sporting events to be played global and easy accessible to fans. Like I said before, the NFL played a game in London. The NBA does tours where they get different professional leagues and professional teams in other countries, and they get some of their teams and they send them on tours from different countries. So this helped with the growth of technology and the growth of fans as well in those countries. So this has been my presentation on the globalization of professional sports internationally. Thank you and have a great day.